Hey, what's up everybody? So welcome back to another video. So today I don't really get too many threes games in, so I wanted to take a video to kind of commentate over a threes game I've had, and this specifically because of this game was really good, and something that I think is so important that a lot of people struggle with is positioning not just yourself but as your team, and then trying to communicate effectively with that. So this is a threes match here. This is around 2750 MMR. If you guys are not aware, you haven't been watching the streams, I'm trying to push rank 1. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I've gone from 2300 to 2700 since Tuesday. I've queued so many games. I still need so much more to go, but if you guys are interested in seeing my potential push for it, make sure you guys check out the stream. It's linked right up there below, the name of it right up above. Alright, let's get right into this. So this was we're playing against Resto Shaman, Ret Warrior, and I'm playing Resto Druid, Ellie, Boomy. Okay, this is a comp I've never played before, to be honest, but I played Boomy Ellie as the Boomy. And if you guys aren't aware, this comp doesn't really require too much synergy in this in the sense of getting kills. It's more just defensively synergizing and then positioning. So our goal here is just to live. We actually faced this team twice previously, and they destroyed us. What they were doing was they would have both guys would sit on the Boomy, and then they would Stormbolt me, Hodge the Boomy, and then they would just pop every cooldown, and we weren't quick enough to react. And a lot of it was because I was not in the best spot. So what I thought of here, when we got the start, so previously we would always go in the room to try to drag the melee out. This is a good strat for as a caster comp. By the way, any of these things I'm going to mention here work really, really well for double caster. And I would highly recommend trying this out if you play caster comps. You always want to try to bring them in the open and try to force the healer to come out and put him in a bad position so that you could CC him, and then the melee don't have anywhere to run and hide. Like if this Boomy's playing on a pillar, they can just kind of hug the pillar in line, right? But when he's in the open somewhere, they can't just run away, or it's much more difficult. So something I randomly picked up here, I was like, this spot wasn't looking that good, because last time we did this, the shaman was able to sit on this middle pillar, and he was able to just kind of walk over here. Like I was on one side, he was on the other side, and he was just able to walk over here. It was easy for the bolt, you know, if I'm right here, it's easy for them to bolt me. So what I thought it was this little symbol here, so kind of like in the middle of the wall. That was kind of our goal from the strat. I was like, go to that symbol, whatever that thing is. And this was the most prime position ever. So this is something that if you're having trouble with the comp, you could try your best to try to figure out maybe a better spot to be in. This was the most perfect position. So my goal was the entire game to communicate with my team to be able to rotate, so I can always be in a spot that is similar to this. So where I can sit on a pillar, line everything, at the same time be able to, you know, poke in and get heals, try to stay out of range of the storm bolts. So then in this comp here, like I said, they're trying to stormbolt me, Hodge my healer. So I'm keeping an eye on this warrior right now. I'm trying to look for stormbolt. Stormbolts, I melded it. Luckily I got that meld, so that meld actually saved my trinket. And we were able to, so this is their Omega damage here. It's like crazy. These guys are Necro Warrior buffing the Ret. And then during their cooldowns, we can't just sit there and take it. We have to kite. So we're going to try to kite this out, healing whenever possible. And then once we're able to stabilize, we want to get back into that position. So this is the same thing with any comp, right? Like, especially against Ret, you can't just sit there and eat it because the damage is just ridiculous. So you want to kite, and then once you survive, you want to get back into the position that works for you. So I was able to tell we'll go to the other side now. We'll do the same exact thing. We'll go to the other side though. So good. Whoever gets trained goes to the wall. Perfect. He's right there. So now I'm in a good spot to be able to poke. This guy's trying to stormbolt me again. I try to fleshcraft that. I don't get it, unfortunately. But I do have my trinket, which is good. And they don't have their big wings go. Okay, they end up swapping to our shaman here. So I just kind of shift over a tiny bit. And then I think we tell the shaman to go towards the wall if he does get trained. I think they end up switching back though. Yeah, they switch back to the Boomy. So Boomy goes to the wall. Again, make sure I'm always in a position where I can't easily get kicked or CC'd. I don't have to worry about shears because the shaman's not in my range. You can't ground my stuff. Well, actually you can sort of, but just in a spot where you can do whatever you want, and you're in a spot that you're least likely to get CC'd, and to also benefit your team offensively. So we end up just keep rotting them out. They pop cooldowns. We just gotta kite, and then we assume right back in that position. So this is a really important thing when it comes to positioning and making sure you're communicating effectively. So whenever I'm in trouble or whenever I find myself in a weird spot, I want to tell my team that, you know, we need to move. We need to move somewhere else. I don't have anything. So again, this is a little more cooldowns. We just shift to the next wall. This is a long game. By the way, this comp is super dampened. Super dampened. Alright, maybe I'm going to skip forward into this comp a little bit more here. Okay, so every time they push on us, I'm just going to reassume a different position. So we force a lot of cooldowns there. This is kind of an iffy spot. Like, this is somewhere I don't want to be. Actually, this spot's not bad. When I don't want to be on that side. So he got to the wall again. I just never want to be on the same side of the shaman. Because that was bad. I should have fleshcrafted right here. I shouldn't have been over there. Just be in a spot where you can't get bothered. And also, this spot benefits us offensively because we're able to just do a ton of damage into it. Just a side note, something I noticed from this game that I need to do a little bit better. And if you guys are playing for 3s and you're playing Burden and Fusion, is make sure that you Cenarian Ward before you Swift Method. Right, I noticed I did that a few times in this queue session we had. So making sure that, because you have Burden of Fusion, you want to extend. The best thing you could possibly do, and I found to make healing so much easier, is extending Swift Cenarian Ward as much as you can. Like right there, I Cenarian and then I Swift Mend. This was, I could have stealth here. I tried to meld the Hodge. I should have just pressed meld stealth. They wouldn't have got me. But I'm able to bear it. I stun the healer and I just kite back out. So whenever they swap to me, because I'm always the easiest kill for them. In most of these matchups, because of our comp, I'm the easiest kill, always. So I gotta always make sure I'm in a good spot not to get swapped to. So this is their public cooldowns again. He's gonna have to kite, yep. Okay, he kites out, and then we switch sides. Just try to re-get positions here. This team was doing well, but sometimes they're doing these swaps. What I've noticed is if a team effectively swaps on my Cenarian wards, it's actually really hard to keep up with the healing sometimes. Okay, comes in for a Hodge. My guy call for peels, gets a clone. There's a really good clone there. So I'm not have to force a trinket or use anything there. So this is kind of shaky spot here. We want to, because there's potential for cleave here. So you see our shaman and Boomy, so they're going to separate. Good. I get omega hots on everybody. I have flourished one target and I overgrowth the other. Like literally the most hottest moment ever in the game. Okay, and at this point we're literally crushing them on mana. So my goal is just to not die and not die. So we're just trying to corner them in. We get the triangle. This is called, if you ever guys say people call this as a joke, with casters, if the team starts running. So we had a few games like this where the team doesn't know what to do and they're just sitting on the pillar. This is the best thing to do, called a triangle formation, because it's the best possible position to avoid cleave. All right, so like if whoever they want to go, they can't go 2 targets at once. And once you hit, especially as a RESTO druid, I tell people all the time, the best way to fuck up RESTO druid healing is to split be able to split damage or just swap targets. Swap on Cenarian wards. Because like it's not like it used to be like swap on Life Bloom, but Life Bloom isn't that crazy strong. Cenarian ward is where it's at, man. Because especially if you're running a build like I am, like I have Flourish and Swiftman, so I'm like constantly extending my Cenarians all the time. The second they switch on it, it kind of gets a little sus, and I have to kind of put a little extra effort into. I tried to drink there. I could have tried to drink a little further away, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. I ended up having to trade trinket there. I could have fleshcrafted that Stormbolt. This is a really good spot here. I noticed that he doesn't have ground or shear, so I push in for a clone. If he did have one of those, I probably wouldn't have, because the Shield of Vengeance is probably going to pump him. I get a free clone there. I fleshcraft. Probably didn't need to do that there, to be honest. Go for the reclone. He ranges it with that. It was a good goblin leap. So we don't want to be here. This is a spot where I don't want to be. We want to either move to one side or the other. I think we actually move too, right? Yeah, because like right here, having to worry about shifting a hex. Good. Okay, we end up moving here. Good. Because that was just kind of a shaky spot, because I'm having to worry about the shaman a lot. And it wings again. So find a good spot for yourself that you're safe, and then once they pop cooldowns, you kite, and then you do it again. You get right back into that comfortable spot. And always, because remember, casters always dictate the positioning of the game. The melee team has to run at you to kill you. So if you're able to find a good spot for yourself and stick to that positioning, and make sure you guys are rotating together, you'll be able to dictate the whole position and hopefully just take charge of the whole game. Because they did not get much momentum in this game at all. Previous games, they smoked us in the honestly it was all in the opener because we weren't in a great spot because I always had to worry about getting CC'd or kicked or something like that, and I wasn't able to like pop everything off. So here, this is a different spot here, but because with their and we have such a good advantage that we're trying to like play a little bit aggressive to end this game. So we're playing on top of them. I'm just be careful of the shaman. I want to stay out of line of the shaman best I can. I see them trying to run towards me for a stun. I kite away. He ends up not getting it. Because if they hodged me close by, then they would have storm bolted, and it would have been kind of not good. And pulling the shaman back, I see him behind the pillar. Got a nice little vortex rake into a clone. I tried to hibernate him there because he was in Ghost Wolf. And then whenever any double melee moves towards me, I need to immediately move away. Immediately. Because in this game, I'm always the kill target. This was a very long and grueling game. Honestly, every game was with this comp. Unless we one-shot somebody in the opener. But make sure you have, the moral of this whole video is make sure you solidify your positioning and make sure you're communicating effectively when you're trying to rotate. And don't be afraid to be the shot caller as the healer. Like I do it a lot because as the healer, you kind of have like be able to see the field in the best possible way because you're not getting trained at the moment. You could see both targets. You're the one who has to be in range to heal both of them. There were games where we were trying to split in like a triangle formation, and one of them was too far away from me, so I had to call out like so and so move closer, or like we need to shift or something to the extent that make sure that I'm able to heal both targets while being in a good spot that I'm not going to get swapped to or get kicked. Anyway, that's it, the whole video. I don't even know if this is kind of rambling, but I hope you guys found this somewhat interesting and helpful for you, especially if you play a caster comp. But even if you don't, like if you're playing double melee, the same thing applies in the sense that you need to communicate with your team if you're not in a good spot. All right, so like if you're double melee, like let's say if I'm the druid, I'm the healer on their team, and these guys are pushing into a spot that's not good, we need to figure out a way to move me or move them. But it's kind of tough. It's a lot tougher on their end because you can't really control the positioning because the melee have to hit the casters. But you can also communicate to maybe shift yourself, or maybe if you are in a bad spot, be ready to be able to peel. Like sometimes like I get put into a bad spot and I'm just saying, I'm not in a good spot. Be ready to peel. Be ready to peel. And just so that they know that I'm not in a good spot and I may get swapped to. But yeah, so if you guys like the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell a friend, and I hope you guys check out the stream for some more threes games. Maybe you get a rank one. Maybe not. It's okay if I don't. Just giving it my best. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.